It's Eric Wayne. How are you? I'm an award-winning business broker. I'm in the top 5% of all business brokers in Florida that are members of the BBF, which is the Business Brokers of Florida Association. The BBF is the largest business brokers association in the country, happens to be here in Florida, and I happen to be in the top 50 guys, which is about the top 5% of all business brokers. I'm licensed since 1989. This is me over here and here and here and here and here. I can get you, any information that you want as far as solds are concerned or active listings. I also have about 10,000 prospective buyers in my database. I'm going to pull the solds of businesses like yours or in your industry or similar industries. I'm going to show those to you in just a minute. So if you give me a minute, I'm going to get to that in a second. But I wanted you to know between the 10,000 in my database, the dozen retail sites that we market on, the $50,000 a year I use to promote my sellers to get them top dollar. This was one of my sellers. This was one of my sellers. This was one of my sellers, and so forth. Spending top dollar, you have the education of this agent. I'm full-time at this, spend serious money marketing and promoting and educating my owners. I believe we're the right ones to get this job done for you. I wanted to take a minute and let you know that I've gone onto your website and I have read it. This is not a problem. This kind of business is, yes, it's a niche, but that's what I sell is niche businesses. I've sold medical courier businesses. I've sold lawyers' offices. I've sold specialty ethnic restaurants. We're selling a lot of businesses every year. I sell over $1 million worth of businesses every year. We win awards for that. I wanted to share with you what we do here in the association. I'm a member of the association almost since its inception. We have 2,500 active listings, which I could show you. We have different ways of filtering by county, by types of business. We can do subcategory. As soon as I lock in on the exact industry that we're working on, I can do by minimum, maximum price and earnings and tax returns, no tax returns. I have so many different options here. If you wanted to just see active listings, we have 2,452 active listings. All these people are trying to sell. This is where businesses are sold, not Craigslist, not with a residential agent. This is all I do is small businesses. I make a living selling and helping my business owners find the right buyers. That's what I'm geared up to do. I'm the right tool for the job. I'm that dog that can hunt. What I want to do is I want to show you the solds, and I'm going to explain to you, not only do we have all 67 counties and all these categories, subcategories, I want to share with you as an association what we've actually sold. We sold in 21 years, we've sold 24,472 businesses. Now, there may have been 100,000 businesses that tried to sell, but only 24,000 of them did. We only sell about 20 to 25%, I think is the statistic, of the listings because it's done wrong a lot of the time. Even with professional agents, we have difficulty with some of our owners. Tax returns become an issue, cash becomes an issue, unrealistic expectations of the owners, not motivated, things like that, they come into play. So what I do is, in order to show you your industry, I'm not going to show you all 24,000. So what I do is I already went into, and I'm going to show you each one of these, I went into construction and I pre-selected fencing and welding. So let me just pull that and then I'm going to show you what we actually sold, so that you know that this is a system that works. This is how businesses are sold. And I can show you contractor fencing, which I believe is right on the money, and contractor welding. And then I went to machine shop, but just to show you what we've actually been involved with. Now, I'm not going to pick any county. I'm not going to pick any time frame. When I do a valuation, a proper valuation, I will cut off the years in order to get more recent data on the solds and the sold ratio. When I know about the financials, I will get rid of the smaller businesses that don't apply and the bigger businesses that we shouldn't compare you to. I will also get rid of the businesses that grossed much larger than you or much smaller than you, and I will be able to zero in on your industry, your earnings, your gross, and come up with the best 5 or 10 or 3 that are most like yours and tell you what your business may be expected to sell for. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add comments. This is what we've sold. This is what we've been involved with. There were 65 of them. But I suggest that this is where businesses are sold, and as a top agent, I would suggest I'm the best one for the job. I'm eager to take a marketing agreement and get this sold for you. This tells me the earnings of the owner, the assets of the owner, what it's sold for down payment, what the list down payment was, what it actually sold for, what it actually listed for, and their sales. And it tells you a little bit about, here, 20 different types of decorative styles, 17 years, 12-year-old fence installation repair company. That's a contractor. When I know what their earnings are, I could tell you what to expect, the ratio sold price versus, down payment and list price and all of that. This is the right place. There's 65. Tell me more about your business. Let's get some information. Let's get rid of 55 of these that don't apply. I will zero in on ones that have the proper earnings, the proper gross. And then what I'll do is I'll do the calculation like I'm doing now, but I can't really compare you to 55. I'll be comparing you to the top 5 or 10. But this is what I'm ultimately looking for, is the sold price to the earnings. So I need your P&L of recent numbers to know what your earnings are, so I can find the ones that are most like yours to zero in on what those ratios were to tell you what you should expect your business might sell for. And I'll tell you what you should expect to receive as a down payment, what we should market it at. In this case, the group only expected 69 cents on the dollar. You said you were advertised before, you were marketed. Where were you advertised? What was the nature of the agent? How did you do a valuation? Was he a member of the Business Brokers Association? Was he residential? There's reasons why for a year you didn't get a phone call. I'd like to address those reasons with you. I can address those reasons. Because if I put my listing in here, contact all my fellow agents that specialize in small businesses, now I have millions of dollars worth of marketing. I have access to tens of thousands of agents, buyers, and they're all going to work with me because I'm agreeing to share my commission. We co-broker. And it should be a healthy commission. It should be a competitive commission. So I don't know what you offered in the way of a commission. I don't know the nature of your agent. I don't know, just throwing an ad up on Biz Buy Sell is not going to get you sold. We need photos. We need lists of furniture, fixtures, equipment, any inventory. If there's tax returns, if there's P&L, we know how to do the add backs. We know how to identify cash if there is any interest, depreciation, amortization, owner benefits. I do a new worksheet. I add that worksheet up and I come up with the actual profit of the business. Tax returns won't get that done. If you're showing a loss on your tax return or a small profit on your tax return, we need to identify all of the benefits. I have a special form that I use and you'll sign off on it. We'll work on that together and we'll identify what the true discretionary seller earnings were, the seller's discretionary earnings. So let us help you. I'm qualified to do this. I'm an expert at it. I spent my life 3 decades doing this. I'm here to help you. My cell phone directly is 954-562-2019. Everything you need to know is right here. Smiling faces at closing. We do commercial and businesses, mostly businesses. Unless you own the real estate, then it becomes commercial. And that's it. We're here to help. 954-562-2019. Talk to you soon. Let's find you a good buyer, the most qualified buyer that's on the market. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.